and Alex, and we decided to start this channel to take you along for our infertility journey, and we want to keep friends and family updated and put this information out there for anyone who may need support and hope and joy and faith, inspiration along the way. So here's our story for you. We got married in September 2011, 9/10/11, and we decided that for the first year we did not want to have kids. We wanted,
like most couples, I think.
We wanted to just enjoy our life. So in November 2012, we decided we wanted to start our own family. We tried for 2 years to get pregnant on our own with no success, with lots of friends and family around us getting pregnant, which was really hard for us to deal with. But we handled it. So in July of 2013, I went and saw my OBGYN, and I was having issues with my cycle, and she tested me for PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome. Results came back, and I do have PCOS. And Alex was determined that he needed to get checked out also, and I told him no, that we had figured out what the issue was and we were going to be fine. But he insisted, because if you know Alex, or you're getting to know Alex, you know he's very persistent and likes to put up a good fight.
It's in the blood, I can say.
So he went and
to the urologist.
And had to give a sample. Came back that he had
Zero. I didn't have any, at all. At first I thought that might have just been a fluke. So he had already scheduled me for 2 rounds of a semen analysis, and I figured, okay, well, the second round, maybe I had built some more sperm up or something. And I went for my testing, and sure enough, they called me back and said, you need to make your appointment to get the results from your urologist. Went back in, and he had the paper that had the first sample and the second sample with both counts of 0. And I'm not talking low sperm, it actually was 0. And through a physical exam, he couldn't find my vas deferens. So in layman's terms, your vas deferens is a little tunnel that gets your sperm into your semen. And I'm missing that. So since I don't have a vas deferens, my sperm doesn't have a way to get into my semen. And we all know that it takes a sperm and an egg to come together to make a child. Well, if you're missing one of those key ingredients, you're going to have no success. With that, it was almost like we were told that we would never, have a way of having a child. So we kind of took that and had to let it sink in and let it absorb. And me being the man that I am, just kind of wrote it off and didn't even think about it that day and went off to work. And Stephanie did not. Stephanie went to her mom's house, which is, I'm sure, what most women would choose to do. I'll regret that for the rest of my life, that I was not with her that day. That was something that some couples need to always share together and process together. And from there, we realized that the only option that we were going to have a child was IVF. And most of you can venture to imagine that IVF is very taxing, not only financially but emotionally. And with the finances that would come our way with an IVF treatment, we decided that it wasn't going to be for us. We determined that what we had already gone through was enough strain on our marriage, and we would find other means of having a child down the road.
Which a lot of people had told us, always adopt, or foster to adopt, or blah blah blah, and that costs a lot of money too. And I feel like you have to have a heart for that. And right now I don't feel like that's what God has in store for us. And so that was always hard to hear, and people think it's just an easy fix, and it's not. It's not whatsoever.
So we had the idea of possibly, we're just waiting and seeing what God lays on our heart, and hopefully, maybe a baby will just be dropped off to us or anything like that. Just the kind of humorous ways of thinking, oh, well, this could possibly happen. And like Steph said, adoption just never really set right with us, and it's great for the people that do, and that is awesome. There are tons of children out there that do need homes, and
we're not completely saying that one day that won't be an option for us.
Just not right now.
Right.
Just not right now. We both love each other so immensely that we can't imagine having a child that doesn't have a little bit of each other in that child. I want to have Stephanie's big green eyes looking back at me. And in my child, and yet she says she wants the brown eyes, which I think can be boring. But that's the thing, is we get to talk about those things when the possibility of IVF is out there. With adoption, you can get the mannerisms and etc. that you learn over time, but you always know that you've always wanted something from your spouse that's biologically in your child. So we just didn't know what to do for about 2 years. So I started school in May, and from there I hope to continue to grow with my company currently, and that's my end goal. But again, that was just another thing that took away from what we were currently going through, and I wasn't addressing it anymore. So during that time, we just kind of were living together. We weren't really invested in each other and our future and what we were going to be doing together. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to seek out, what we wanted to do was we wanted to seek counseling. Not only marital counseling, but maybe even Christian counseling, just to see what could possibly be in store for our lives. So I looked into it. Counseling is a field that I would never really want to get into, I don't think. It is not usually covered by most insurances, and the counseling that you can get that doesn't need insurance or is not outrageously expensive that'll cost you an arm and a leg, you kind of hear some bad stories about that, and it doesn't give you what you actually need. So I had to find something else. I looked everywhere, and finally I just typed in Google infertility support, and finally in January of 2017 we found a support group, and let me tell you, these people are wonderful. These people are incredible. Yeah. They've gone through some journeys that I can't even express, that would be taxing on people. And
we hate that they are going through it, but it's nice to have people to relate to, that we can understand how they feel and they understand how we feel, because most people that we're around have no idea what we're going through. I mean, they can see it, but they don't know exactly how we feel. You'll
always have your family that's there and that wants to support you and is there for you to cry on their shoulder and to give you hugs and tell you that they're sorry. And it's never the same as being able to talk to someone that's going through the same things or very similar. So that was in January. Here we are in March, and recently in support group, it was it just something came up and it inspired us to possibly just look into seeing what would happen if we reached out to our insurance company. So I did that. I just wanted to see, test the waters.
Would they help us with any part of the IVF?
Yeah, well, obviously you're not going to get full coverage of an IVF treatment. Most likely, I'm sure there are some companies out there that will do that, but the majority do not. So when I reached out to United Healthcare, which is my provider, I spoke with the gentleman over chat, so I wanted to have it in writing. What are they actually going to cover? And the gentleman informed me that after a $750 deductible, that 80% of our fertility treatment would be covered. So that was too good to be true to me. That's why I wanted to really get a full understanding of what he meant. So I asked him, would you elaborate on that? And I said, would that cover an IVF treatment? And he was very specific in saying that yes, for an IVF treatment after a $750 deductible, United Healthcare would pay 80% of the rest of the treatment.
So we were ecstatic,
on top of the world. What else could you imagine? I mean, it's just like some giant blessing just fell right in our lap.
It's like our dreams were coming true.
Exactly, our dream was coming true. We could finally have the child that we've dreamt about, that'll have Stephanie's or my eyes or my sense of humor or anything like that. It was a dream come true. So right off the bat, we were ready to get started. I wanted to wait and find out fully what insurance was going to cover or anything else like that, but I couldn't help myself. I started looking more into what all goes into an IVF treatment, and I called our local fertility clinic who puts on that support group and said we'd like to set up a consultation. And so we did that. We had our consultation on March 6th. Here we are on March 12th. It's just 6 days removed. And the consultation went way better than we thought it was going to go. We went in hesitant. We were expecting, okay, here's all these pros, here's what's going to happen, it's going to, and then, but hold on, here's the negatives. And there really never came that point where there was those negatives. It was super uplifting and very positive. And we left there so excited to get started. We had it planned out that we could possibly be pregnant in June. And that was so surreal. It
felt so much closer than it is.
Yeah, it felt like, okay, our journey's, like, it's here. It's time to get started. It's time to, put the boots on the ground and get going. And so we exchanged all of our, medical history, signed our life away on all those documents, and gave them all of our insurance information, which, like I previously said, we didn't even think twice about because I had already looked into that. And so we gave it to our fertility clinic, and they said, okay, well, sometime this week you'll hear back and find out what you're covered for and what you're not. And from there, that was on Monday, was our consultation. A couple of days goes by, and here comes Thursday, March 9th. And I'm at work, just, trucking along like I usually do. And Steph says, call me. And she doesn't usually send a text saying, call me if there's an issue. We're texting people. We don't like to talk on the phone. So I call her, and not thinking anything of it, just thinking, okay, she's going to tell me that, we're good to go. Everything's covered. And sadly, that was not the case. The man at United Healthcare was sorely wrong. He had it completely wrong. He was wrong in what he said, that after a deductible, we would have 80% paid. What the statement actually is it's $750 for the deductible and 80% of the remainder for anything that's related to the diagnosis of infertility. So that's not anywhere close to where we were.
We had already set up appointments, we already ordered vitamins, supplements, stuff like that the doctor suggested that we start taking. So this was like a total blow to the gut.
We had, our sales were full of air. Our sales were taking us on and moving forward. And it's just like the wind just suddenly came right out of those sails, and the anchor dropped, and we were stuck without what we had dreamt about, what we had already foreseen coming to fruition. We were planning on being pregnant in June. Now, I understand that it's not always 100% guaranteed that an IVF treatment will work. But if you know me, I am a silver lining person.
And we both felt comforted through this whole time. Like,
it's totally
deciding to go through the process before, whenever we thought our insurance would cover it. We both looked at each other one night and I was like, we feel comfort. We feel like this is what we're supposed to do. So when insurance told us that they didn't cover like anything, like Alex said, it was just like everything just stopped.
We decided that we've come this far. We've put so much into this already. Maybe not financially just yet.
Emotionally.
We have put our family into it as well. Our great support system that we have already, whether it's through the support group that we found or our family. We love our family so much. They've been nothing but spectacular through this process and so supportive. So we decided we're going to push forward with this. We're going to chase it to the end, whether we have to struggle to get through it, we're going to do it. I'm going to do everything that I can in my power to make sure that this does happen and that we give this a fair shot. The timeline may not be the same that we had envisioned, but I think what we've got going right now together, and with the support of all of you that have already been following along with us, I don't think that we can go wrong. Whether our treatment is successful or not,
which hopefully it is.
Hopefully it is.
But we know that
and that's what our dream. That's what our dream is. No matter what we do, is I want to keep God at the center of our lives, like we have so far down this road. I want to keep having faith in Him and trusting that no matter what happens, that we'll feel His comfort in our lives, and just the support that He's provided to us through our family, through our support group, and through all the new people that we meet throughout this journey. We're so thankful for that.
And if anything, hopefully we can be an inspiration for someone out there that's going through the same thing.
Absolutely, because
it hasn't been easy.
It's not easy.
And we haven't been perfect Christians at it either, but...
No, we certainly haven't been.
But no one's perfect.
No one is perfect, that's right. From here on out, we just want to keep you all updated and continue to thank you for your support. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm not too scared of you being personal. We're pretty much an open book.
I was say we're really open people.
If you've met us, you know that we're not shy. So continue to ask questions. Post all the positivity you want.
Prayers are appreciated.
Prayers are so much appreciated. And next time you see us, hopefully we have a good update for you. So thanks for tuning in and seeing where we're at this far. And we love you guys so much. Thanks.
Bye.